Hey, Alexa, obviously on. Gobble gobble. Morning, Vietnam. Hello and welcome to the stream. Go and chat. Is ready to jump into this. Give me a second. I'm setting stuff up here still. Hey, yo, thank you so much for the bits, Trash Bando. Give me one more second here. I'm almost done setting up here. Popping up my chat room real quick. Is it Animal Crossing time? No, we're not going to do Animal Crossing today. I feel like today is probably just the chatting day. I'm taking it easy today. I don't really want to do any Animal Crossing today. Unless you want to get on. If you want to get on Animal Crossing, then maybe I'll get on. We can go and travel to each other's islands or other people's islands if you want. Otherwise, if not, then I'm probably not going to get on Animal Crossing Trash Bando. Sorry, I'm trying to shovel some calories into my mouth. I'm fucking starving. I gotta have a hypermetabolism. Oh my god, yeah. If I didn't have a hypermetabolism, I would not know how to live for my life because I eat like trash. Guys, I've been seeing this game coming around on stream all over the place. Hold on. Fucking shit. Where am I? Hey Eddie, never mind. Where am I? Oh. Yes, you literally eat like garbage. I have to yell at you to get out of the trash. Yeah, and I'm not even a raccoon. Like, what the heck? There I am. Give me a second. I gotta turn the camera on. I need to turn the camera on. You can tell that the stream's late, and I'm ready. Rushing. I'm trying to get my stuff together here.
A new follower. Hell yeah.
Oh, thank you so much for the follow. Sip David, I believe. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. Give me a second here. I'm just setting stuff up here. I'm going to go back to sleep because I woke up too early. Okay, that's fair. Have a good night. Thank you for popping into the stream, Trash Banda. Gotta find my alert box here. I didn't see any. Oh, I'm Sip Dog. Sorry about that. I didn't see your name pop up. My alert box wasn't on. I'm literally scrambling to get everything else set up here. Chat, give me a second. I love that game today. I got roped into some internet drama yesterday. So I got roped into some internet drama yesterday, and I'm completely off my game now because of it, chat. Y'all want to hear about the internet drama? It's kind of stupid. It's like, hello? Who's knocking? Who's knocking? Why is the alert boxes not going off? One pop up. Did you guys see that one? I didn't see it. I'll hear it. That's because this one's off too, but there you go. Well, I don't know. I'm thinking today we'll just go to chat and I'll yap for a bit and then maybe we'll jump into a game. I know there's this game that's kind of like win something. Like win the wind blows or something like that. It's a new game, but I've seen I couple of my friends start playing it. I'm debating if I want to try it. It says it's a free game. Where the Wind Meets, it's called. Have you guys seen this game? Let me pause my music real quick and we can watch the video if you guys want. Pause music real quick. Hello, Hugo Donut, welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for the follow. Let me get this, where's the screen here? Where's the screen? Chat box, yeah? Here we go, display capture, here we go. So, this is called, Where the Wind Meets. I don't know if I want to play this. I watched somebody else earlier streaming it. My boy Fairy, she was streaming this, so I don't know. She was busy in the character creation. There's a lot of character creation options here, but what do you guys think of this game? Have you guys seen this game yet?
I don't. Do you know the road up ahead? Who are you? Same as you. A wanderer.
So this game takes place in China. Oh wait, see, now good, big good. So this game takes place in China, chat. And so, my homeland, you know, it's kind of exciting. It takes place in my homeland. It sounds like your player's like a samurai or something.
A guest in dreams. Yet unaware.
This time, I'll be the villain.
But I have been on this path too long now. The street was filled with ghosts.
Without a single coin, you call yourself the god of treasure?
I'll give you one more chance. Go on. Kill me.
So this game just came out, and like I said, I haven't decided if I want to jump into this or not, but I wanted to see what you guys' opinions on it were. This is the trailer for this game. It's called Where the Wind Meets.
If I don't go back, what'll happen to the others?
Mere end. Such an unseemly struggle. You've got a sword, right? So why couldn't you save her?
What do you think of this game, chat? Should I get this? Should I add it to my library? Should I download this? I don't know. Like I said, it looks pretty good. And like I said, it takes place in my homeland, so I'm kind of excited to see my homeland back in the Edo period or whatever this takes place in. But I don't know. I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to commit the 100 gigabytes to it because it's a big game. Also, it's going to take forever to install. I can't tell that I'm left behind or not. I don't know. What is it? You're not left behind. I don't think you're left behind, but Lisa, I don't know if Lisa, I don't know if this is going to be a good game or not. I've got a couple, Lisa, I got a couple of other streamer friends they're playing it right now, and I figured I would ask them after they're done streaming if what they think maybe they would or not. As to how to play. I don't know. Like, I think it looks pretty cool, but I don't. It's an open world game. I feel like I would not complete a much into the game, so I feel like it would. I feel like if I do commit to it, it's going to take a while. Like, but I don't know if I want to commit to this game or not. Like, that's the big question. Like, I've got World of Warcraft right now. I'm kind of caught up on World of Warcraft right now. I'm caught up on World of Warcraft right now, but like. And I've been playing Animal Crossing lately, just because it's a good filler game. I use it to like fill when I'm like not having anything to play, but like I don't really know, you know. At this point, I'm just looking for a new game. We've got Dispatch Tuesday. We're gonna be doing Dispatch. The last 2 episodes of Dispatch are gonna be coming out Tuesday. We're gonna be playing them. They came out earlier this week, but we're gonna be playing that Tuesday. But and then also we're doing a giveaway chat. Did you guys hear? We're doing a special giveaway in December. The sponsor for the giveaway is going to be jumping onto the stream Tuesday to spill details. We're going to be doing that live for you guys. So you guys are going to hear us discuss details of what we're giving out and all that stuff. Tuesday. My sponsor, WisconsinOutdoorGear.com. The owner is going to be joining us on stream for a little bit. Have you played Subway Surfers? No, that's a mobile game, dude. I don't play mobile games. I don't think I can even stream a mobile game. I'm gonna be real. I'm the capacity of it. Yeah, so the giveaway. Yeah, so I don't know what we're giving away. My sponsor is, the owner of this company, the owner of, WisconsinOutdoorGear.com is going to be jumping onto the stream. And he says he wants to do a giveaway. He wants to give away some prizes, so we're going to be mailing, I guess he's going to be mailing prizes to people, sometime in December, but we've got to hammer out the dates and what he's getting away exactly on this. So we're going to do that live on stream because it's exciting and it's, a little bit behind the scenes, but I feel like it's something I'm comfortable sharing behind the scenes. So, we're going to do that live. I think it's going to be very entertaining for you guys. I will be doing that. I will be doing Dispatch on Tuesday, so very exciting. Why can I only see myself in chat? You should not be able to only see yourself in chat. There's other people in chat talking in here. I mean, if you look in chat, you should be able to see the messages in chat. Are you watching mobile or are you watching on the big profile? Or on portrait or landscape? Yeah, Dispatch. Yeah, so we're doing Dispatch on Tuesday. Tuesday we're going to do Dispatch. It's the last episode. We've got 2 more episodes. They're the last 2 episodes. We're going to knock those out on Tuesday. And then we're going to be doing the giveaway. We're going to be talking about the giveaway on Tuesday, so we're going to have a lot more information on Tuesday. So, very exciting. Like I said, I got roped into a bunch of drama online today. And, I think it's funny. Honestly, people think I'm really upset and pissed off about it, but I'm not. I'm really not. I don't really care. I think, honest to God, I just think it's funny that, you can't breathe online about people taking a bad take of you. Going to refresh. Yeah, good luck. Average finished guy, welcome to the stream. I don't know. Like, you literally, if you breathe the wrong way on mine, you're going to get canceled, right? And you just let it go, you know? Like, this girl is absolutely mental. You might have top chat set on, because I have top chat. Let me put my live chat on here so I can see you guys. I don't see you guys on my actual chat box here either. But no, I guess it's like, it's funny. Somebody has a bad, I guess I might have a bad take on it. I might be in the wrong, but you know what? I'm going to double down and I'm going to continue with my opinions, you know. And at the end of the day, Hugo, try if you're watching on YouTube, there's a thing where it says live chat, or at the top of the chat box, there should be a thing that says either top chat or live chat. Try swapping that to live chat. That might help you be able to see chat box. You're not going to be able to see the members on Twitch. Like, people are, because I'm multi-streaming. I'm streaming on, like, 4 different platforms right now, right? So, because I am streaming on 4 different platforms, you're not going to see people from other platforms. You will be able to see them here on the chat box. You won't be able to see them in your chat box on YouTube. Just a heads up. I don't know. Like I said, it's funny. Oh shit, we got the whole fucking music going now. Let's go. Let me swap that song. It's like the theme song. Let's do the daily news. Where's the daily news at? Here we go. Isabel's announcements. Daily news. Live. Breaking news! Fridge is in internet drama. Like, honest to God. So here's what happened, chat. This girl is posting. Okay, I think I can see other people now. Fantastic. So here's the deal, chat. I got roped into Twitter drama, and so this girl was posting. She's talking about how she's going to be full-time live. Last time she was live, chat, was 9 months ago. I looked at her socials today. She has, I'm not gonna give her name out or anything, but, so the last time she was live was 9 months ago. And, she's like, I'm gonna go full-time because I lost my job. And, my response to it was, hey, here's an alternative solution. I posted a picture of a job application, right? And, I don't know, is that funny? It might have been an asshole thing to do. Am I the asshole, chat? I might be the asshole. Gobble, gobble. Well, like I said, so I posted a picture of a job application. It's like, here's an alternative solution to being like not having a job, right? She took that really, I know, well, 9 months ago. The last time she was live was 9 months ago. I shit you not. Like, I wish I was making this up. I looked at her socials today because she fucking, called me out on her stream or on her Twitter. Sorry if I'm being annoying. You're fine, Hugo. Like I said, so she called me out on Twitter, and she's like, I'm looking for a job, you know, and I'm going to be full-time streaming. Like I said, her last time she streamed was 9 months ago. I pulled up her socials today and to see when the last time she was streaming was. It still says 9 months ago. Afraid of jobs. See, that's the thing, is you shouldn't be afraid of getting a job. When I was I don't know how old you are. I don't want to know how old you are, but like, when I was like at the age of looking for a job, right? Right out of high school, 18, right? When I was 18, we didn't have online applications, right? So I had to actually go into places, and for a while I was living with my grandparents, and I actually had, like, my grandmother would take me to places and, like, force me to go in and apply, right? So I'd have to go in with a pen, and I would apply there's no online, like, we didn't have the internet back then, so we had to go in, and I had to fill applications out, and I literally did that for a while, and then I kind of, she got me a job. She started talking to somebody, she got me a job, and doing, like, hard labor. But, like, I don't know, like, honestly, if you're that afraid of getting a job, like, consider overcoming your fear, right? There's nothing wrong with overcoming your fear. There's nothing wrong with overcoming your fear and like go for it, you know? The worst thing they can say is no, right? If you apply for a job, the worst thing they can say is no. And I mean, I don't know. If you're too young to have a job, I'm gonna be honest with something. I'm afraid of everything. See, and I mean, you can be afraid of stuff, but you know, you can't live your entire life being afraid, you know? You gotta stand up and, like, you have to overcome those fears. You have to face your fears, right? And at the end of the day, you are allowed to be afraid of everything in the entire world, right? But you're never going to grow if you don't go and face your fears, right? At least that's my opinion. I don't know. I don't know. I know Trash Panda said, hey, you should play Animal Crossing today, but I don't know what I'm like. I'm looking behind and it won't let me go where you are. Where am I? Where am I? Hello? I'm at the top of the screen, by the way, for YouTubers. I know that I'm a little small. Let me see if I can make myself a little bigger here. Like, do this. Is this better? I'm fucking fall through the window! Ah! Too scary? Hello? There we go. But yeah, I don't know, like, it's spiraled out of control, it's getting out of hand, and it's just Twitter drama. Like, it literally is just Twitter drama. If you don't... Yeah, what's that for? I don't know. Like a couple of my buddies have caught on and continued to post rage bait on there, and it's like, I mean, on the bright side, it's doing good. You know, like I am getting the publicity from it. So like at the end of the day, any publicity is good publicity, right? So like, even though it's a bad take and it's a bunch of internet drama, at the end of the day, it is helping me. It's helping spread my name in some sort of way. I know it's a bad form, but it's still helping. So I'm kind of like, at least I think it's really funny that people think I'm angry about it, and I'm like, I generally don't care. I'm not angry at all. I'm just like, here, you know, I don't know. I do think that it'll be funny if I make a bunch of TikTok shirts about how you should go get a job, you know? It like, I hope to God this girl, I hope this girl fucking actually goes live. Like I said, 9 months. I want to go live, even though the last time I was live was 9 months ago. I'm going to become a full-time streamer with 9 months, my last stream being 9 months ago. Like, I hope to God she goes live. If she does go live, I will gift sub her. I will send a gift sub, and in that gift sub, I will ask how many applications have you filled out today? Because I know I know it's a little petty, but it's funny as fuck, and it's going to help me live rent-free in this girl's head for another couple of days, I suppose. I don't know. I figured it was something to talk about today. How do you know the person actually got... We don't know if the person got fired or not. There's a new Turkey Tom video. Do you guys want to watch the new Turkey Tom video? I feel like I kind of want to dive into it. I feel like it's going to be a lot of stuff that I've already covered in the past with Turkey Tom, but there's a new Turkey Tom video. People are very not happy. I said that 18 plus stuff should be behind a paywall and not your full pussy on main. I've got big plans for Christmas. It's not going to be full pussy on main, but I've got big plans for Christmas. You guys if you haven't subscribed yet, make sure to subscribe and keep your eyes out for Christmas, because there's big things coming. I might even do a singing stream. I might sing, chat. I might sing Christmas music. We'll see. I need cheese. Are you average Finnish guy? Aren't you afraid of cheese? Are you not? Like, you said you're afraid of everything. Wouldn't that mean that you are afraid of cheese as well? Go eat some cheese. As a proud Wisconsin, I do enjoy cheese, but I am lactose intolerant, so cheese does not agree with me. Oh, Elaine Titus, welcome to the stream. You by any chance related to the Titus? The one and only. Demetri and Titus? Depends on the cheese. What type of cheese are you eating? Listen, chat, what is your favorite type of cheese? Let's start with what's your favorite type of cheese, because like there are people out there that enjoy blue cheese, and blue cheese is literally just molded cheese. It's so gross. Can you believe that people out there enjoy blue cheese? That's crazy. For any of you wondering what you call a lucky turkey, by the way, the answer is lucky. For anyone wondering what the question for the title, the answer is lucky. I gotta go. I'm gonna eat breakfast. Enjoy your breakfast, you know. Thanks for popping into the stream. Blue cheese tastes good on pizza? I've never had blue cheese on pizza. But I disagree. I disagree. That's like saying you enjoy pineapple pizza, but like that's worse. Like, pineapple pizza, I think, I mean, I won't lie, pineapple pizza's okay, but like, blue cheese pizza, I heard Trash Panda screaming in the background. Blue cheese tastes horrible. And you think it's good on pizza? That's crazy. I don't know. I didn't know that they offered blue cheese on pizza before. Like, let me take a look here. Blue cheese pizza? Pineapple in... No, pineapple does not belong on lasagna. She's coming in here to scream about pineapple lasagna. Hello, and Doris Edico, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the stream. No. Blue cheese. Okay, so there's spinach and blue cheese pizza. There is blue cheese pizza. Blue cheese and steak pizza. Balsamic caramelized onion and blue cheese. Okay, maybe there is blue cheese pizza. I don't know. I guess I will knock it till I try it, but it does sound terrible. We have them over here. Blue cheese pizza. Do you have it? I never even considered blue cheese pizza being like. I guess I never considered that being a pizza. Blue cheese is literally milk. Yes. We're talking pizza today. We're just chatting. We're yapping today. It's gonna be a yapping stream. So it's a finished pizza. They got balsamic glaze and herb salad blue cheese. It sounds good. Like, the balsamic glaze can add a tangy and sweet contrast to the blue cheese. So I mean, I guess, well, like, because I won't knock it till I try it. Chat. I will shit on blue cheese pizza until I actually have a slice of blue cheese pizza, I suppose. Look, chicken pizza is the best, and barbecue chicken pizza is best. What's your favorite pizza type? I'm a basic bitch. I enjoy pepperoni pizza. I just give me pepperoni, just put pepperoni on it. It's perfectly fine then, right? Dude, my go-to though, these might be mold, but it's a good type of mold. It's, I don't know. Listen, I don't like blue cheese. It's too, like, I don't like the taste, and it's very crumbly, but like, I don't know. To each their own opinion, correct? Am I right? Hello, Header72, welcome to the stream. I see that this is probably a bot, but welcome anyway. Thank you so much for the follow. Edible version of mold, yeah. I don't know. I'm getting ready for this promoter to get access to the chat so that he can advertise so I can delete his message real quick. I don't know. Lace, I will not blue cheese pizza. It sounds, it's enticing. I might try a slice of blue cheese pizza, but I won't order a full piece, a slice. Or a feet part. My go-to pizza is spinach, regular cheese, like regular mozzarella. There it is. Yeah. Let's just wipe that real quick. Hold on. There we go. Sorry guys, I have to wipe the chat there a little. Anyway. Anyway. Like, nothing less than $1,000. Imagine. Holy cow. Don't know how to fix Kick so that they can auto-delete. There's gotta be a way to auto-delete messages on Kick. I don't know. I'm brand new to Kick, by the way, so if you're watching at Kick, welcome. Welcome to like my 4th or 5th stream on Kick. I don't stream often on here. I've never eaten any pizza for a while. That's there. pizza's so good. I grew up in Chicago, so like I'm Chicago style pizza, you know. The Chicago style pizza that people talk about is the deep dish pizza. That's not the correct pizza though. The real good, it's, you know what it is that makes Chicago style pizza actually, or Chicago pizza good, is not the pizza itself. It's actually the water in Chicago. So it's all about the water actually, chat. So the real reason Chicago pizza is so good is because the water so they use the water in the dough, and the water texture and type of water that they use in Chicago pizza you can only get in Chicago, right? And that's why Chicago pizza is so good. Like, if you go to Chicago and you order a slice of pizza, it's going to taste completely different than if you go to like New York and get a New York slice of pizza, right? And that's all because of the water, the type of water in the pizza, right? And I think that's really crazy, but it's true. And I'm going to say it now, Chicago pizza is the best pizza in the world. You know, like Chicago, like I grew up. I eat lots of pizza, you know, because I grew up in an Italian family. We had pizza, lasagna, spaghetti, you know, like that. The three main food groups, you know. I'm gonna cry if I try to make it homemade. If you have an air fryer, hear me out. There's some easy homemade pizzas you can do. You get some pasta sauce, some red pasta sauce. You slap that on like a slice of bread. This is the Porfridge air fried pizza. If you can get like you know, like the pot, like the in India bread, you know, the pan bread or stuff. You get a nice flat piece of bread, put some pasta sauce on top, put some cheese on it. Voila! If that's what you got yourself pizza. You can pull whatever toppings you want then. If you want to go fancy, you can go fancy with it. But there you go. You know, that's literally all pizza is. It's three ingredients: cheese, pasta sauce, or like tomato sauce, and some sort of carb, right? My mother is taking a long time making me pancakes. You should thank your mother. She's cooking you pancakes. Thank your mother. Be grateful. I have made homemade pizza before, but Chicago pizza, no thanks. Listen, don't knock until you try it. I will knock on the blue cheese pizza. I will knock on the blue cheese pizza. Don't knock on the Chicago style pizza, man. There's you can get a Chicago like deep dish pizza, but you're going to be there for a while if you're going to eat a deep dish. I don't recommend deep dish. People are like, oh, Chicago style pizza deep dish right now. I don't recommend Chicago deep dish, but if you want a good slice of pizza, there's a couple of places that you can go to get a good slice of pizza in Chicago. You better thank your mother and be an angel for your mother, dude. She's making you food like she didn't have to. I agree, Trash Panda. I give up. What's your opinion on pineapple pizza? Not pineapple lasagna, Trash Panda. I know you're about to come in here and say pineapple on lasagna. That is offensive. You can't see it, but I'm throwing the Italian hand out at you. It's offensive. I'm Italian. Don't put pineapple on my lasagna. We don't sell Chicago deep dish pizzas here anywhere. Yeah, you're not gonna get Chicago. The only place you're gonna get Chicago style like deep dish is probably somewhere like in the Midwest. No pizza, pineapple and lasagna. HH 2011, welcome to the stream. Thanks for popping in, man. Why am I getting hated on? You're not getting hated on. We're just telling you should be thankful to your mother. You go. Hey, HH 2011, thank you so much for the follow. Pineapple pizza should be considered a war crime? Oh, man, listen. Chicago pineapple pizza is like... Listen, I gotta be in the mood for pineapple pizza, but I don't think pineapple pizza's that bad. It's okay. Like, it's got a little bit of sweet, a little bit of, but I don't know. I like pineapple too, so I mean, that might also be joy. Literally. But I get it. There are people out there that believe that it should be a war crime, but like, I don't know, man. Good. I'm glad that you're grateful. You should thank your mother, though. You should. I never hate on you, but your mother is cooking you some good food. You better get on your knees and thank her. Hell yeah. You know, the last time I had a home-cooked meal for my mama? Fucking almost a year. Actually, no, it's been months, so it's been a couple months. My mom lives in a different state, so I don't see my mom ever. Well, I'm going down this weekend. Not this weekend. Next weekend? There's not gonna be a stream next weekend. I'm going to be going down. I'm going to go see mommy. Mama Frig, we're gonna have Thanksgiving. It's gonna be exciting. No, but the pineapple ruins the pizza for me. Okay. I mean, you have the right to believe that, you know? No! No pineapple on lasagna! Stop that! No pineapple on lasagna. Put it in the lasagna, don't put it on the lasagna. Keep the pineapple away from the lasagna. I'm not going to try it. If you try to make lasagna and you put pineapple in it, I'm going to be generally upset. I will throw Italian hands. Tell your very Italian family pineapple on lasagna. Please don't, Trash Panda. You're going to tell my Italian family that you're going to put pineapple on your lasagna, and my Italian family is going to be offended. I don't know what they're going to do. But, like, that is a true war crime. Pineapple in or on lasagna. Pineapple anywhere near lasagna. That is the true war crime. I can handle pineapple on pizza. I cannot handle pineapple anywhere near my lasagna. Corona Mai. Thank you so much for popping into the stream. Welcome. No. Hey.
Trash_panda_18 just dropped 5 bits. Pineapple in lasagna.
No, you dropped 5 bits to have my AI tell you pineapple in lasagna is wrong. It's a true war crime. That is a war crime. That is something against the Geneva Convention, chat. Rage baited idiot. I'm not angry. I'm just saying pineapple in lasagna is incorrect. Incorrect indeed.
An illusion. What are you hiding?
I don't know. I don't think that pineapple on lasagna is correct. I think that's incorrect. I'm not gonna be agreeing. I will not rate. What is that? What in the sin am I hearing here? Pineapple
_18 just dropped 5 bits. Barbecue chicken pizza is one of the best pizzas.
Okay, barbecue pit. Okay, what in the sin? Fallen sword is. I agree. Pineapple is not be put anywhere near lasagna. I agree. Pineapple should not be put anywhere near the lasagna goes. Lasagna good. Pineapple good. Both of them not good. I don't like more FNAF lore. Now, okay, thanks for popping into the stream, Hugo.
Trash_panda_18 just dropped 1 bit. Pineapple lasagna.
I don't even know how that would work. Are you slicing the pineapple so it would be like lasagna pasta? Like, how would that even work? No, you don't. I don't know where pineapple lasagna came from, but it's a terrible take. Bad take. Pineapple lasagna is a bad take. I disagree. I don't want it anywhere near me. I'm going to drink some coffee and go continue my own thing. Thanks for popping into the stream, Average Finish Dude. W stream, thank you so much. Have a fantastic rest of your day, Finish guy. Right. I feel like we should do the Turkey Tom video. I don't know what the Turkey Tom video is, but I know that he came out with a new video today. Bodybuilder degenerates. Okay, we're gonna jump into this. We're gonna do the bodybuilder degenerates chat. If you guys aren't following Turkey Tom, go follow Turkey Tom. Before I start this, go follow Turkey Tom. He is a quality content creator right here. This guy is where I get all of my information. Oh, hold on, I gotta turn the volume up here.
Absolutely blown up on YouTube. Names like Sam Sulek,
Don't tell the people around me, but I'm gonna go blow up the bathroom.
Lean Beef Patty, Jeff Nippard, and my personal favorite, the Trend Twins, have been dominating YouTube and Instagram Reels with ease.
Chef Nippard, that is a crazy name. Elated Bruiser, welcome to the stream. First time here, and all I hear is pineapple lasagna. Great first impression. Listen, I don't agree with the pineapple lasagna. Pineapple does not belong on lasagna. But no, pineapple nipples, get that out of here.
_panda_18 just dropped 1 bits. Pineapple nipples.
Pineapple anything. We're banning the word pineapple. That's it. That's it. You've ruined it. You've ruined it. Pineapple's getting banned. I'm black. After this stream, if anyone says pineapple in chat, their message is getting deleted. Like, no more pineapple anything. Ban the pineapples. No more pineapples on my stream. I don't want it. No! That's even worse! Nothing's... Keep your fruit away from my fucking lasagna! We cannot have any type of fruit near any type of lasagna, chat. Well, thank you so much for the follow, Related Bruiser. Do not put any fruit near my lasagna. Stop! Stop it! Stop it!
_panda_18
I'm taking your bit permissions away. I'm taking your bit permissions away. You're being removed. You're not allowed to donate any more bits. I'm going to say it now. You can't give any more bits out because you've lost your bit permissions. Stop. Don't put any type of fruit. Blue raspberry is a type of fruit. Don't put it near my lasagna. Shit, man, I gotta put a picture of a lasagna. I need a picture of a lasagna. Somebody want to post a picture of lasagna, and I'll put it on stream. Make sure it's like a transparent picture of lasagna. Somebody wants to post a transparent picture of lasagna, I'll put it on my god.
Prepare yourself.
_panda_18
have told.
dropped 1 bit.
Shelter your weak, your young, and your old.
Give me my bits
Each
back.
of you shall pay the final sum. Cry for mercy.
Hunger Games, yes.
The reckoning has
The reckoning has come. I forgot. I needed to change that. We need to change. No, okay. I'll give you your bit permissions back, but no more fruit near my fucking lasagna. That's disgusting. It's a war crime. It's a war crime.
That's how thick these damn bars are.
And the majority of these guys are pretty harmless. They lift weights on camera, eat food on camera, and act gay on camera. And while there is some controversy regarding some of them, ultimately, most of these guys are pretty harmless.
It's a link alarm right there.
Beneath the surface of the most mainstream creators, some of the less put together influencers have some serious problems.
Oh god, I recognize this guy. This is the guy who eats fucking rotten meat. This is the rotten meat dude. I don't know any of these other people, but I know this dude right here. This is the rotten meat dude.
Childhood trauma, looming mental health issues, steroid use, and
the Liver King, yeah! The Liver King. The guy who eats raw meat. Rotten meat. Not even raw, it's rotten. It's rotten. It's
millions
rotten.
of loyal fans is often a recipe for career disaster. So today, I'm bringing back...
Do you watch bodybuilder content? I do not normally watch bodybuilder content, chat. This is like, Turkey Tom video. This is, Turkey Tom does like documentaries and, or not documentaries, but he does like, long lore-based videos where he talks about different people. Today he is talking about bodybuilding. So we're gonna dive into bodybuilding today.
In the world of modern fitness influencers, you've basically got two options. You can either go to Mexico to just buy steroids over the counter, or you can order them off the dark web. Everyone calls it the sketchy part of the internet, but the real danger is actually happening in plain sight, through data brokers quietly collecting and selling your personal information every day.
I know I don't need to say this, chat, but don't buy steroids, don't use steroids. Steroids will No, most of you are men. I look at my analytics, most of you are men. Don't use steroids, it's going to make your dick small. Here, you will have a small penis if you, add for a minute in. You will have a small penis if you use steroids. Don't use it. Don't use steroids. Steroids are bad.
Shady data broker companies compile reports like these on everyone, from all of your emails to current and former places you've lived, your relatives, who your neighbors are, and even things like if you every day and conditions.
This is an ad. This is an ad.
They have to move to Nigeria to do it, and will then submit opt-out up to service manager United States. That's enough to finger. Check out the video. Activity from the weightlifting world actually involves steroid use.
Joke's on you, I'm Asian. I'm also Asian. But I'm gonna be real. Steroids are gonna make it smaller.
If you're Australian or you already watch a lot of fitness content, you've probably heard of Tammy Hembrow, the founder of fitness fashion brand Sosky. She has 17 million followers on Instagram.
Never heard of this person before. Tammy Hembrow. Never heard of her.
And was featured on the Forbes Australia 30 Under 30 list. She's basically the Australian Kim Kardashian. But she is not the focus here. Her brother is. Henri Thine, who is also an online personality and a fitness influencer.
Following 87 members, 181,000 followers. Okay. Who is this guy? Let's see what he does. He's
absolutely jacked. He regularly got hundreds of thousands to millions of views on TikTok, where the brunt of his online activity could be found. His very first post to the account was in 2022, showing his physical transformation from his early teens to adulthood, now sitting at over 2 million views. But it seems like the clout he got from his online presence immediately made him feel like he could get away with anything.
Holy shit, those are some fucking, that looks like the size of my head. That fucking, the single muscle right here. I don't know what muscle this is like the deltoid or biceps or whatever. This one right here looks like the size of my fucking head. Holy shit, that's big.
Crimes against another person.
Enter
Charlotte Chant, a female gym influencer who, at least now, is even bigger on the platform than Henri. By 2023, the two had gotten
I don't know if
into a
that's good or
relationship,
bad.
but it didn't take long before things started going terribly wrong. According to Charlotte's court statements, the offenses against her started in November of 2023, although in somewhat mild ways.
It started off very small with what I was wearing and who I could talk to, and then it went to, can you, I want you to take photos of what you're wearing and send it to me. So
red flag, red flag.
I would wake up and send a photo of what I was wearing to him.
That's crazy.
I wasn't allowed to get my nails done, my hair done. I wasn't allowed to wear makeup, but he was with me constantly 24/7 and wasn't allowed to be without him. He would come into the bathroom with me,
it's terrifying. Run, bitch, run!
Because he would be assuming that I'd be on my phone texting other people.
The notable and particularly egregious crimes only happened
clearly
in March
this man
of
is
the next
insecure.
year. One of the incidents
Not about his body, but
while they
about
watched
his
the movie,
relationship.
Charlotte tried to cuddle with Henri, only to get elbowed in the head and insulted. When she texted a friend to come pick her up, Henri then pushed her against a wall.
Imagine getting elbowed by that monstrosity.
Saying, "You're not going, I own you," which led Charlotte to think he was actually going to kill her. He proceeded to slam her onto a
think
bed
he was
and
cheating
strangle
on her, maybe?
But fortunately, he stopped just short of going even further. Now, a week prior to this, a very similar, even if a lot less aggressive situation also took place, where Henri pushed Charlotte onto a bed and ripped off her pants.
I was getting ready
Jesus
to go to the gym with
Christ.
him, and I said to him, do you like my leggings?
I wonder how AI will affect fitness and beauty influencers. The way it's going, I'm predicting another VTuber boom as people use models to protect their faces. I don't know. I don't know. I fell down the AI rabbit hole, and the AI cat videos are funny as fuck. I'm gonna be real, chat, but the AI cat videos, oh my god.
So angry at me, pushed me on the bed, and then he just ripped my pants. He was like, if you want to dress like a, then I'll treat you like a. He had grabbed me by the throat and pushed me against the wall because I didn't let him have sex with me.
Thankfully, he didn't progress beyond that point, but that in and of itself already constitutes a pretty horrific image. Much later on, Charlotte posted a video showing screenshots of text messages with Henri, where he can be seen threatening to punch her, acknowledging and admitting he had strangled her, losing his mind at her because she had no phone service during a hurricane, insulting her for not responding while she attended her classes, and obsessively calling her hundreds of times. With
Dude was literally insecure about his relationship. He was
These
probably
incidents
cheating
only
on her
getting worse
too.
over time, Charlotte understood that these were a pattern and decided to get the police involved. While still recovering from the
Clearly
bruises
a
from the
red flag.
strangling,
I'm
she
really
pressed charges against Henri.
At least she
And
got
although
some
this
sort
led
of
to his
like
arrest and a
what-
protection order to keep her away from him, it wasn't
Okay,
too
good.
effective.
At least she got
Probably due
saved.
to how well off his
Oh, shit.
family was, with many of them being prominent cultural figures in Australia, he was bailed out instantly. But instead of being on his best behavior, he proceeded to attempt contact with her several hundred times through texts, phone
Holy
calls, and
shit.
social media messages, asking for her to not go to the police, declaring his love for her, and even threatening to hurt himself if she didn't take back her statements. Now, reports on the exact
that's some
nature
toxic
of his legal
relationship right
status
there.
are a bit confusing, but they lead me to believe that he was already out on probation by the time his assault of Charlotte took place, which only adds to how concerning all of this is. I found
This guy is terrifying. I'm gonna be real. Like, imagine being stuck. It's back. It's back. Okay. Oh no. Rip. Anyway, we'll pause this real quick. I don't know. This feels like some type of guy who like I get that he's insecure about his relationship, but this dude is like clingy as fuck. Like, this guy has some serious major mental problems or something.
Case, and in it, they include footage of Henri attacking and beating up the
Holy
boyfriend
shit.
of another one of his exes,
What
which
the
may
fuck?
be the offense he was already facing some legal issues for. How does someone with this bad of a record manage to get bailed out and continue harassing his victim? Australia, bros, it might be over. Now, during the 4-month period after the incident, Henri's cyberstalking and harassment was so intense that Charlotte installed countless security cameras around her home, worried that he would break in and try
Okay,
to kill
good.
her. It's uncertain when exactly these measures were taken, but it's possible that they happened after an incident in which 3 unknown men approached her as she went to the gym and carved the letter H onto her body.
My face
What the fuck?
smashed in. They ripped my trackies open and got a razor blade and carved the letter H into my leg.
The first letter of
Why?
Henri's name.
Probably in fear
That's
that things
mental.
like these would reoccur, she eventually gave up and moved away entirely to avoid it. Because of the ways that he breached
Probably
the
for the
protective order,
best.
he was arrested and released 3 separate times. But in July 2024, Henri once
That's
again
crazy
found
that he
himself
was
breaking the
released
law.
multiple
During a road
times.
rage
He should have
incident,
been
he
he should have
assaulted the
been
driver
locked
of
up
another
without
vehicle
bail.
and spat on his car, which led to his final arrest. Despite claiming to be a natural
God.
bodybuilder online, once he was in custody, his defense rested heavily on his steroid abuse as an explanation for his behavior, claiming that he was seriously addicted
Oh, yeah,
to
he's got that
taking
roid
gear from
rage.
the ages of 16 to 21, and as a consequence of not being on it while in custody, he had lost over 40 pounds. On top of that, he was diagnosed with borderline personality disorder, major depressive disorder, and bipolar, not to mention the fact that he made several attempts on his own life while being held. There were also mentions of him having a difficult childhood, suffering abuse from his mother, and needing to go through mental health treatment. Initially, these things
That's rough,
seemed to not
buddy.
sway the judge
Gym
very
bros
much,
ain't
who basically
either
told him that
the
none
most
of it
chilled person
excused
ever,
or
or they're
otherwise
absolutely mental
justified
in my
his actions.
experience. I don't like that. I don't go to the gym, and I've got a high metabolism, so I'm a skinny bitch. But like, holy
But
fuck,
upon
this
his
is
sentencing,
terrifying.
It looks like this defense was actually somewhat effective. Although he had a total of 17 charges, including assault with intent to commit rape, domestic violence, strangulation, breach of bail, and resisting arrest, he was released on time served and parole. According to his influencer sister Tammy, she had no involvement whatsoever with his case. But Charlotte has implied in a few TikTok posts that this is a lie, suggesting that the entire family is complicit in repeatedly bailing out and protecting Henri.
And the justice system needs to be really evaluated on women's safety, because this man.
I agree that the justice system needs to be
Now, I'll leave it up to
evaluated
you to
here in
decide
Australia,
who's telling the
or
truth
there in
here,
Australia,
but
I guess.
regardless, we can only hope that Henri never does anything like that ever again and is able to turn his life around, although only time will tell. While there's plenty of
Like I said, don't use
bodybuilders and
steroids.
notable fitness personalities who have,
Sally
at some point in
McNeil.
their life, resorted to criminality, very few have committed crimes as dramatic and notorious as Sally McNeil, so much so that she got her own Netflix original documentary. Born to the name Sally Dempsey in Allentown, Pennsylvania, she claims to have frequently witnessed domestic violence committed by her alcoholic father, Richard, which led her to have a very different personality and outlook on life than other girls. Over time, she joined her school's swimming, diving, and track teams with an express interest in eventually becoming a gym teacher. She even even went to college for
Holy
that purpose.
cow.
Unfortunately, at some point, she simply ran out of money and could no longer afford to continue her studies. So
Okay, this is my bear trap for this lady, because I don't know anything about this lady, but my bear trap is she became a gym teacher. She's probably she probably groomed some minors or something. Is my money. That's where my
she
money's
opted
on this
instead
one.
to honor a family tradition, joining the military, specifically the Marine Corps, which also allowed her to pursue bodybuilding as a hobby. Now, this drastic change in lifestyle wasn't just professional. At the point that she dropped out, she had already gotten married and had 3 kids with a man named Anthony Loudon, who she promptly divorced before putting their youngest child up for adoption. This eagerness to radically change her life was an early sign that Sally wasn't exactly thinking straight from the get-go. Now, in the documentary, she implies that Anthony was abusive towards her, and I'm not discounting her allegations here necessarily, but I will say that the only record we have is of Sally being the aggressor, aiming a gun at him and breaking his car's windows with a metal bar. But of course, it's possible that there was more going on behind the scenes that the public is simply not privy to. It's unknown what exactly kicked off her intention to completely rebuild her life, but it didn't take long for Sally's bodybuilding hobby to take over. She started taking steroids and taking part in professional competitions in the late 1980s, managing to get placements as high as 4th, as well as winning a couple of armed service championships. And this is when she met her future husband, Ray McNeil. Ray was also a professional bodybuilder, and as
I'm gonna be real, this bodybuilding stuff looks disgusting. Like, this head on this body does not look like it does not look right. I'm gonna be real. Like, I don't know. I just think bodybuilding scrubs.
And bodybuilding career. But while she could balance her 2 careers pretty evenly for a while, eventually this took its toll on her work as a Marine. After reaching the rank of sergeant, her professional demeanor slowly but surely gave way to dysfunctional behavior, anger issues that turned into episodes of violence, concluding in Sally being demoted from her position and eventually discharged and banned from re-enlisting altogether. Ray decided to follow Sally's path in life, and by the early 90s, both of them were on their way out of military life and fully set on moving to California to make money from.
So does she not become a gym teacher? Maybe my bear trap was completely wrong. I don't think she became a gym teacher, it sounds like here. She went and became a Marine, and then she went to go do bodybuilding.
The specific details surrounding this time period in Sally's life, but according to the documentary and testimonies from Sally's kids, this transition was pretty difficult. They had very little money, and consequently, everyone was stressed out. On top of that, throughout her entire life, Sally had always had the problem of seeing domestic violence as a normal part of life due to her traumatic childhood. And unfortunately, it would continue to show up during her marriage to Ray. Her children, who have obviously been adults for a long time now, recount incidents of Ray punching her in the face and splitting her lip, breaking her nose and multiple bones, choking her, and even
It depends for me. I think bodybuilding itself is fine. I think that, but it gets weird at a competitive levels. That's there. I don't know. Like, I feel like this lady is probably in that cycle. Like, she was raised on domestic violence, so she put herself in domestic violence to, like, break the cycle, you know?
She wasn't the only target of his violence either, as he once blinded an unnamed man.
And how much of this is because he's using steroids, and how much of this is because he's just mentally ill, you know?
And frequently beat Sally's son John, especially when she wasn't around. If that wasn't
kind of feel bad for the kids more than anything else.
Resort to doing odd jobs they didn't really like to keep the bills paid. Sally took part in what's referred to as muscle worship sessions, where she wrestled with men while mostly naked, sometimes on camera. This is not a funny euphemism for gooning either. It's actually wrestling. I have no idea why this was a thing.
This is actually a thing?
I thought this was.
I'm gonna look this up. I want to look this up, but I feel like if I look this up, there's going to be something I don't want to see online. I think it's like, I've never heard of this thing here. This is a thing, muscle worship?
Just something that I did with the boys back
home. I feel like this is something I need to look up off stream. Is that Wendigo? And what is Wendigo doing here?
But Ray McNeil, on the other hand, worked as a professional wrestler until 1994.
Didn't Ray do muscle worship? Why didn't he sign up for muscle worship? Is it an only woman's thing? Is it like OnlyFans?
At the hands of Sally. Apparently, it was his work as a professional wrestler
Shit, Sally killed her.
Had many affairs with other women, which, at least in one instance, led Sally to nearly beat a woman to death and then pull a gun on Ray.
Imagine dating this monster, and then Or imagine cheating and being one of the girlfriends going behind this lady's back, and then Muscle Mommy here comes fucking out, beats the shit out of you. You'll be lucky if you survive that beating.
Which
Holy
caused her to
fuck!
be suspended by the National Physique Committee for a year. Around the same time, she also
For
got
the
into a
best.
fight with a club owner and kicked him in the face before threatening to kill the police officers who intervened. Clearly,
Imagine being the cops there. Holy shit! If I was a cop there, I'd be afraid of
Sally and Ray
of
were
her.
not in their right mind. And
there's gotta be like at least 5 or 6 cops trying to take these
once
motherfuckers
again,
down.
this
Holy shit.
dysfunction manifested as another transition period, this time for Ray. After placing 15th in the last Mr. Olympia he took part in and abandoning his pro wrestling career, he decided he would look for work as an actor and comedian while acting as Sally's bodybuilding coach. This active role he took on her professional bodybuilding only made them
Death by
buttheads even
Snoo
more.
takes
And
a
in
whole new meaning like
1995,
this.
would
Yes.
come to a
Yes,
bloody
it does.
conclusion. As Valentine's Day approached, it became clear that Ray was once again having an affair, which made Sally concerned about catching STDs. And at the time, there was very little she could do because denying Ray intercourse could result in a beating. Additionally, to try and fight back only made it worse, according to Sally, who said this: "One time, when I hit Ray back after he brutally beat me, it made the beating worse. He broke my rib and punctured my lung. My military records have this injury reported." Now, it's important to note that these are claims made by Sally and shouldn't necessarily be taken as gospel just because she was a victim at one point in time. There are cases like that of Courtney Clenny, which I've covered in a past video, where the woman is the aggressor in DV incidents that result in murder. Although the crime itself has been documented in depth by the court proceedings resulting from it, we only really know what happened from Sally's perspective, which goes as follows.
To be fair, you can't get the perspective of, oh, Layson takes Wiss in 95. Holy cow. I was like, okay, I was this is February 27th, 95. Holy cow, I was barely
The night of
alive.
Valentine's Day, Ray was going out with his mistress under the excuse of going out to get chicken for dinner. When he got home late, she accused him of cheating on her, which prompted him to violently attack her, and she shot him twice with a shotgun in self-defense. Although Sally's kids were in the apartment when this happened, they were in their bedrooms and only heard the shots, but didn't actually see anything go down. Now, after Ray was shot, Sally's daughter, Shantina, saw the aftermath and ran to a neighbor for help, while Sally called the police and informed them of what had just taken place. Although Ray did survive until the police got there, he died just 2 hours later. This was a pretty tricky case because while what Sally did could be seen as excessive, Shantina testified in her mother's defense, saying she could hear Ray choking Sally, reinforcing that it was self-defense.
Even if it was self-defense, I feel like this relationship was probably, if there was 100%, violence on both ends, and I feel like I do feel bad for the children more than anything else here, because, the children had to live through that. And like you said, like Turkey Tom said earlier, the dad, dude, Ray, was beating on the kid
it's
too.
worth noting that Ray weighed over 100 pounds more than Sally, so pretty much anything else wouldn't have been enough to physically equalize them. However, no DNA from Sally was found on Ray, and forensic analysis concluded that one of the shots was fired when Ray was already on the floor. This basically got her convicted of second-degree murder and sentenced to 19 years to life in prison. Although she almost got out on one occasion through appeals, the decision was promptly reversed, and she ended up serving 25 years, being released in 2020. Thankfully, this story does have a somewhat happy ending, because after she was released, she got married again and reconnected with her now adult children. Here's to hoping they were able to put these extremely traumatic events behind them.
Whoever she married, hopefully she doesn't beat the shit out of as well.
With a few non-YouTube related cases out of the way, we can now discuss a few individuals who my audience are most likely familiar with. If you've watched my video on Connor Murphy, then you know why I'm putting these three together due to how their stories intertwine. But I'll try to go over them individually so that you have a better grasp of who they are. We're going to start off with Connor Murphy.
You guys want to see what it is? You want to see your new favorite color?
Connor Murphy himself was, if his autobiographical videos are to be trusted, a socially inept kid who got heavily into sports to try and brute force his way to the top of the social hierarchy at school. Eventually, he found his way to weightlifting and got into great shape by his senior year. But he found that his gains did very little to help his social awkwardness. He then got transferred to a boarding school for the academically gifted, thinking maybe he would find some friends there. But still, he was alone. Eventually, probably because he himself was also
Oh, I think I remember this dude. I'm pretty sure this is the guy that used some sort of drug that made him like teleport. And like it was he started using this crazy drug. I don't remember what drug it was. It was some sort of psychedelic. I'm pretty sure he was using some sort of psychedelic. Like it's kind of like LSD. I think I know this guy.
Connor
Yeah.
decided to take advantage of his physical appearance to make a combination of PUA content and prank videos. And
He also I'm pretty sure this is another guy that eats raw meat or
early
rotten meat.
2010s, PUA, or pickup artistry, was huge, as hundreds of thousands of kids with little to no ability flocked to channels that claimed to teach them how to do
welcome
it.
to the
And
stream.
part
How's
of
it
what they
going?
typically advised was to force yourself to become shameless and to get rid of any social anxiety, even if you had to pretend to be someone else entirely to do it. Well, that's pretty much
Make
what
it till you
Connor
make it, I get
proceeded to
that.
do on his YouTube channel, and with extremely great success. Eventually, his previous dedication to advanced academic pursuits, like studying computational maths in college, gave way to his more shallow and extravagant interests, such as his aforementioned
that's
YouTube
insane.
success and a potential career in bodybuilding. But his bodybuilding dreams quickly fizzled out as it became clear
I don't know why, but this seems like fucking some sort of video game in the background here. These people look like NPCs.
that Connor's
Rotten meat can be good. No, rotten meat, not rotten meat. Rotten. Rotten meat. It's literally rot.
devotion
It's
to his
rotting.
physique
It's
was pretty
rotting.
much just
It's
so that he could
gross.
flash it
It's
to
like
strangers
fucking
to get a
decaying.
reaction, and there was very little beyond that. But
It's
his
so
YouTube
raw that
channel
it's in
continued
decay.
to
Like
grow
he lets it
exponentially,
like
as some
sit
of his
on the
videos
sun.
got as many as 60 million views. But along the way, he also attracted some negative attention from commentary channels like H3H3, who would frequently comment on and criticize racy prank channels like Connor's.
Connor Murphy is my god. Connor Murphy is my god. I just want to. Connor Murphy, can you please take your shirt off? Please take your shirt off.
I will be real. I'm not surprised H3X3 saying that.
Connor Murphy, please let me take my shirt off. So I can get your number, then bring her home with her.
And this is where the problem begins. Due to his original insecurity never really being solved and simply bypassed entirely, Connor continued to be completely incapable of handling criticism in a mature way. While he was getting away with this character flaw at the time because his channel was so successful, eventually the views started to plummet right alongside his mental health. Connor's lack of direction in life and the looming end of his online popularity led him to go on an ayahuasca trip that destroyed his mind.
There it is, ayahuasca. He was using ayahuasca. That's what it
and made him
was.
think he was smarter than everyone else. He then posted a video in which he, while still in a very mentally altered state, announced that he was going to take his own life. In this video, he also threw in some lies about his family and his early life, none of which are really noteworthy because he essentially proves himself to be a compulsive liar who just wants attention. Friends of his,
Dude
like
has
Penny
2
Coe,
fans
later
on
made
his stove.
videos covering the situation.
I think I
and
made that
basically
comment when we
revealed
did
that
the
Connor
other
was
video
still
too.
very much alive. He had just been sent to a psychiatric facility. Apparently,
He would somebody called the cops and said it to him.
a genius ruse from Connor, who thought that by telling a terrible lie to an audience of people who were rightfully concerned
He said
about
that
his
once,
well-being, he
right?
was
And then he did it again and
somehow
again
outsmarting
after.
them or
And
tricking them
I think
into
at the third time he
enlightenment.
actually
eventually
tried,
returned to
and
online
at that
content
time they
creation
actually
once he
got
was
stopped
released
him
from
or
the
something.
hospital. And despite trying to keep up appearances, he was still clearly delusional and acting as if he had found some secret of the universe that he
This guy is literally, like, he was using ayahuasca, right? So he was, like, literally tripping balls this entire time. So he already suffered from depression, and then he has this, like, this drug that's causing him to,
impart
like,
his audience.
see shit, right? Something wired is happening. I can't chat unless, I use highlighted messages. What the heck?
Reaper in the meantime. and tried twice
that
to
on
get
my
hair
end?
transplants that didn't go that great, which I think is central
What does the
to
messages
explaining
say?
why he lost his mind. It probably didn't help that he started a prolonged fast shortly after leaving the mental hospital, and then briefly went vegan, although his real problems aren't really external. You see, once the hype died down after his supposed breakthroughs, he went back on many of his enlightened conclusions, and slowly returned to pretty much the only thing he knew how to do well, looking jacked on YouTube. But when that still failed to get him attention, he then decided to go back to taking ayahuasca and make content about doing a whole bunch of it to get even more enlightened.
This guy was literally doing ayahuasca. He would wake up, do ayahuasca, have breakfast, do a little bit more
Now, if you
ayahuasca.
already
This
feel
guy
like
is
the story
crazy.
is made up and haven't seen my longer video about
Oh no,
Connor
I've seen the
Murphy
video.
or
I know
Sunny
exactly
V2's
what's going
video,
on.
Then frankly, I don't blame you. But I promise, I've checked the archives. This information is all verified by true American patriots, and it gets even.
Well, Carol, I'm so sorry that you can't be able to talk. I'm going to leave and come back. Yeah, try leaving and coming back. Maybe that'll
more
fix it.
insane
Hopefully.
from here. Surprisingly, doing ayahuasca did not fix Connor's life predicament. So he started doing sexy yoga with random strangers and opened an OF account where he drank some other guy's ball juice and his own piss, all while talking in a 20th century New Orleans black accent.
I apologize in advance for the particularly psychologically constructed inconvenience. I'm not giving a flying fuck.
Eventually, he graduated to
Mind you that he is on some sort of psychedelic this entire time, which is probably what's causing him to give a shit.
accusing famous YouTubers
He's melting
of
his
improper
brain.
sexual conduct, and tried to reignite his beef with H3H3 by calling both H3 and himself child groomers. Fortunately, none of these stunts landed him back in the spotlight, and as he withered in obscurity and ate through what was left of his money, a woman named Jane
Please put a closing jump scare warning. There's no jump scare. I mean, I didn't that, guys. I don't know. It's ayahuasca. I mean, this is what happens when you do drugs. This right here is what happens when you do drugs. Don't do drugs, chat.
People audio of himself using gamer vocabulary. This really looked like Connor was bottoming out. But before he completely imploded, he published a book he supposedly wrote while reeling from his first DMT.
Yes, it works. Volkill, you're back. Welcome back, Volkill. You can talk again.
And it's driven him insane. After a few more attempts at getting attention didn't yield results, and some allegations that Connor went gorilla mode on one of his ex-girlfriends, Connor then ate his own poop and then moved to Thailand to live with Tony Huge and make content with ladyboys. I mean, this guy basically...
I'm pretty sure Tony Hughes died while he was there as well, and there was a huge scandal about how they thought that he killed him.
Destroying his life with as many horrific and funny outcomes as you could possibly imagine. So Connor had met this guy, Tony Huge. Tony is a former lawyer who basically turned into a professional steroid promoter whose chemical experiments on himself and others have earned him the reputation of a mad scientist of bodybuilding. He's also been in a ton of legal issues, but the only thing that really makes him relevant to this story
Oh, maybe it was Tony Hughes. Maybe it was Tony Hughes that killed somebody. Somebody died while they were in Thailand.
And that is one hell of a party trick. Girls will never forget you, I promise.
Leo and Longevity is another fitness-related content creator who was with Tony Hughes.
I don't know. What year is this? This take place? Probably early 2000s, early or late 2000s.
Right before Connor moved in. Just days before he passed, he was talking about moving away, and the pre-autopsy report listed the cause of his death as murder. So eventually, people in the online world turned their eyes to Tony Huge as a potential culprit.
Okay, I was wrong. Tony Hughes, they thought that Tony Hughes was the guy that killed this dude.
Leo's passing changed many times, and he eventually tried to suggest that Leo was assaulting some woman he was with, citing it as a potential reason why someone had him killed. Now, I'm not going to comment too much on the merits of these rumors, but to put it mildly, Tony Huge is a very eccentric and strange figure, and this controversy definitely added more lore to him than I think even he wanted. But what makes it all the more concerning is that when Connor got to Thailand, besides his his Ladyboy OnlyFans exclusives, he also made some videos where he seemed to be doing a parody of Leo, and at one point, he went as far as to reenact how his death went down. Now, at the time that this happened, a lot of people definitely gave Connor shit for it, but they basically ruled him out as a potential co-conspirator since he had never showed himself to be someone who was violent or aggressive towards others, even when he was completely out of his mind. However, this changed once he was reported as beating his girlfriend with a golf club in mid-2024.
Okay, there you go. We've got a year here, 2024.
About this crime, people found out that the house was a complete wreck, covered in blood, because during their scuffle, she apparently struck back and left a huge gash on his midsection. Lastly, it was revealed that Connor and his girlfriend were living with her 16-year-old sister, which is definitely concerning to say the least. Now, since this moment, things have been relatively quiet for Connor, with him basically resurfacing to shill for Tony's questionable products, and that's about it. So far, it seems like things have normalized, even if I use that word loosely, although it seems like Connor's mind is so far gone that the best we can really hope for is that he doesn't also end up like Leo. Although, at this point, my confidence level in him is pretty low. Now, as you've probably noticed, there aren't that many women occupying spaces on this list, mostly because the majority of people into bodybuilding are men. However, when women do fall into the same pitfalls, you can rest easy knowing that it's some truly deranged stuff. Case in point, Tammy Stephan, an
there we go. A woman. Oh,
as far as we can tell,
no,
had no
not a
previous
woman.
history of doing anything illegal or even noteworthy. Besides being your bona fide soccer mom and housewife, she also either owned or worked for a business called Beyond Fit, which I think was both a gym and a small supplement brand, although both of them seem to have gone under after her legal issues. But beyond just being invested in a fitness-related business, Tammy had a personal investment and devotion to it, as she frequently took part in bodybuilding.
I'm kind of glad her body doesn't look like a monstrosity, okay? Because, like, the last couple of guys, their bodies looks like, yeah, little head, big body, you know? And, like, I'm glad that she doesn't. I'm afraid that it's about to surprise me with a terrifying body build lady.
She had been training and coaching athletes for 15 years, offering services like personal training and nutrition programs. There was simply no sign that Tammy was anything other than a health-oriented business owner and bodybuilder. That is, until mid-2018, when almost 2 years worth of intense psychological obsession and delusion slowly came unraveled. It all started on July 9th of 2018, when Tammy called the local sheriff's office to report that someone had left a headless doll on her front porch with a note which read, "New toy for the kids."
Okay, that's fucked up. I mean, if I got something like that, I probably like, well, I would probably call it not emergency, but like, I don't know. That's a threat. That's really fucked up. Yeah.
For everyone who caught wind of it, especially since she lived in a peaceful city where this kind of thing simply didn't happen. Within 1 week of this bizarre incident, another report came in, this time of an attempted kidnapping. Around 7 p.m., a Hispanic male between 5'6" and 5'9", wearing all black clothes, approached Tammy's 12-year-old daughter and grabbed her arm while she was outside feeding the dogs, in an attempt to take her with him. Somehow, the girl managed to get away from the man uninjured, and he scattered off into the woods. By the time Tammy called the cops from inside the closet with a loaded gun, he was long gone. But nearby, they found a laptop case with a notepad inside of it, containing information about Tammy and her house. Now, based on her daughter's description of the man, she immediately recognized him as her former business partner, and thus a search began, with helicopters and dogs scouring through the woods, trying to find any sign of the suspect. This was as terrifying an incident as one could imagine, but there was just one problem with it. None of it actually happened.
Oh, it was a lie! It was all a lie! Oh shit!
Every single detail about the supposed kidnapping attempt was a total lie, and Tammy had trained her daughter to recite it word for word, even pushing her daughter to pee herself so that the story would be more believable. Now, although this wasn't immediately clear, the police overheard Tammy's daughter asking her what would happen if she told the truth, which immediately tipped them off that the two weren't being completely forthcoming with law enforcement about what had actually happened. The final nail in this story's coffin was was when they managed to get footage of Tammy at Walmart just a little while prior to the incident, buying the exact laptop case and blue notebook that supposedly belonged to the man who ran off into the woods. This headless doll was also Tammy's own work, but since it didn't yield the results she wanted, she decided to double down on trying to incriminate her former business partner. Just a few days after the report,
we got her. It was all a lie. She was trying to frame her business partner so that she could take the entire business all to herself.
on charges of filing a false police report, tampering with evidence, child neglect, and witness tampering. The last charge actually resulted from Tammy calling her daughter while in jail, instructing her into taking the fall for the fake kidnapping story. It's bad enough to do something like this on your own, but to involve your child is another level of insanity. But don't worry,
really
the
fucked
worst
up.
is yet to come. During the investigation, the police caught wind that, at least in Tammy's mind, the man she was trying to frame was somehow responsible for her losing an online contest, which prompted them to see what she was up to on the internet. Apparently, for the previous 2 entire years, she had been systematically cyberstalking and harassing 6 people, one of which was her former employer, with threats.
That child must have so much trauma. That's absolutely wild. Yeah, I kind of like. Well, and I don't know if she had 2 children, but that picture had 2 children in it, so I'm thinking there was two daughters.
Their careers and their families. It took a while for law enforcement to coordinate and share the information they had, but once they did, they turned up with a total of 369 Instagram accounts and 18 different emails she had created for the sole purpose of terrorizing anyone who had wronged her. And her publicly available court documents revealed the extent and gravity of her obsessive harassment campaign. Although the names
Don't fucking piss her ass.
Tammy's messages were published, and they would be kind of funny if they weren't terrifying. On an account called Fit Life Annual, she wrote, "I just placed an order to roll out. Nothing left to lose. Time to act. Poop or full car destruction, haven't decided. I'm thinking a nice pile of human poop to begin with. Did you know you can default put dog poop, egg property, and so much more? Did you know it's not a crime at all? Do not want you shocked at the laws as the next phase happens. Once put acid on a girl's car with my ex-bestie, melted it to the ground, right in a high school parking lot. You might know who it is, but try to stop me. The wonderful thing is, I know the laws. I can move around like always. You are not very smart. I sat in front of a judge with a smile on my face." She then sent this person 3 pictures taken right outside where they worked as a threat. Now,
this lady's mental. Holy shit.
She is absolutely lying. It's definitely not legal to throw shit on someone else's property. I don't know why that's a threat she was moving forward with, but regardless, this was just one person nicknamed KB in the court documents. And as I said earlier, there were a total of 6 people. To someone labeled MX, she said, "I plan to slice you up into little pieces. Your blood I shall taste." And these are just the written
Jesus
messages,
Christ.
as she conducted a whole parallel campaign of issuing death threats over phone calls
while using a voice disguising software.
Eventually, MX decided to call the number back, only to hear moaning because Tammy had set her voicemail sound to audio from an adult video. The funniest part is that the only reason the FBI was already onto her is because pretty much every single one of her targets knew she was behind it, because she would often just use emails and accounts under her own name to do this stuff.
Holy
I
fuck.
assume that the frenzy and compulsion of her doing this prevented her from having very good OPSEC, but
to be fair, criminals are dumb. Don't commit
still,
crimes.
I don't know how she managed to get away with it for a whole 2 years. Ultimately, she was
Imagine being one of these people getting these calls on a regular basis. Like, holy shit, I'd be on the phone of the police immediately about this. That's crazy.
Count of cyberstalking and 1 count of interstate
And you knew who it was, too? Like, what are you doing?
Sentence of a $250,000 fine and 5 years in prison. By December 2018, basically a month after her court proceedings started, she pled guilty. Although, based on the legal information available, she's been released on probation for a little while by now. So, if you're in Florida, be careful when hiring personal trainers. You never know when one of them will threaten to cover your car in dog poop. Very few people fit the bill for the definition of a fitness degenerate more than Mr. Brian Johnson.
Y'all don't know. Do y'all know who Liver King is? Please tell me.
Whose passion for
Please tell me you know who Liver King is.
His overnight online fame, only for it to tear his
motherfucking Liver King.
Prior to the Liver King is told over a series of tall tales that embellish or
Sierra Tasha, welcome to the stream. We are about to dive into Liver King. If you don't know who Liver King is, this guy's
his
fucking...
childhood, he says,
man. He's crazy. He's a crazy. It's going to be a crazy ride with Liver King.
Difficult and rife with bullying, as his classmates would do cruel things like choking him unconscious, and it got to the point he would no longer go to the bathroom or the cafeteria.
So Liver King was bullied as a kid, right? And then when he grew up, he got swole and decided to eat rotten meat. Rotten, not that. Rotten.
Just to avoid socializing altogether. During this period of his life, he was already exercising, but it did very little to help his catastrophic social life. So naturally, he started planning for the next best thing, killing everybody who picked on him at school. Not exactly the healthiest way to go about it, but regardless, this may just be an exaggeration, and the same grain of salt should be applied to the extent of the bullying he suffered. I say this because, according to Brian, he claims he solved his situation by showing up to school in guest clothes and steel-toed boots. A few years later, he changed schools, and in one of the funniest turns of events, he felt left out because, in his words, they were too white. But at this point, he accepted that the way to make it was to simply put on another identity, which is pretty telling for the rest of his life, to be honest. Just like a chameleon, he once again blended into his new social paradigm. Although at this point in his life, early shadows of the Liver King persona started shining through. As Brian was already pretty
fucking Liver King, man.
Shaved half of one of his eyebrows off. It didn't take long for Brian to go professional with the fake it till you make it mentality, and unsurprisingly, he became a pharmaceutical rep. Honestly, that's gotta be one of the more fitting jobs for a guy who is dead set on being a con artist, but regardless, he started making $100,000 a year, eventually met his wife and married her. They started a supplement business together, had a couple of kids, and he was well on his way to being well off for the rest of his life.
And that's how it could have ended, and it would have been a lot happier of an ending.
Really worry about besides enjoying his wealth with his family. But the thing about dishonest, shifty people is that they're never actually satisfied. They always want more. It's just never enough. Eventually, as his kids grew up, they started having some serious health issues, and this pushed Brian into getting heavy into organic, healthy living, which for him included eating raw animal parts. Based on the way he describes it, you would think that he slowly became the Liver King over the course of years, but this isn't really the case. Regardless of how devoted he was to living healthy, he had already been doing so since the 2000s and was still very much a normal guy by 2019, with no sign of the Liver King-itis affecting him quite yet.
If he just stayed like that, this in an alternate universe, Liver King does not eat liver.
It's only 2 years later, in 2021, when the King makes his first appearance, having ballooned up to an insane size and randomly being featured by a massive fitness page on Facebook. Naturally, and I use that word loosely here since there's not very many natural things about Brian, people picked up on the fact that Brian probably paid for this video to get made and posted. Basically, this is the internet version of having a midlife crisis. Being a middle-aged, roided up lunatic at his compound just wasn't enough anymore. He also had to be famous, and to do so, he tried as much as he could to run some kind of Andrew Tate operation and get people to sign up and buy his stuff. This clearly astroturfed effort was met with a lot of negative responses from people in the fitness community, but most importantly, Derek from More Plates, More Dates went in on him, with a particular focus on his area of expertise, steroids. Sure, there were other eccentric things about Brian, such as him claiming that he didn't wipe after he used the bathroom, but that's much less far-fetched than him claiming to have achieved his physique naturally, which Derek carefully explains is extremely unlikely to say the least. For a moment, it seemed like the public was warming up to him, as people like Danny Gonzalez and Jesse James West made videos about him where Brian
Divide 50 hours of Liver King.
Eccentric than a deceptive con artist. However, the combined efforts of Joe Rogan, John Bravo, and More Plates, More Dates set the stage for
regulars here. $5 a month.
He's telling people that the way he gets that way is by sunning his
$5.
with your life, where you have hours of time to watch Twitch
and not $5
I love Joe Rogan, by the way.
content that you're watching.
Joe Rogan.
So look at, I have a wall of non-subs. This is fucking actually
I
really
like the sound part.
Because it's like people just really really don't respect me as a content creator.
Listen, I enjoy the Joe Rogan experience. Today are just probably one of the few podcasts I actually listen to.
And just lifts like a maniac. And that's
What a crazy guy.
It's preposterous.
Eventually, Brian was revealed to be what many people already thought of him as, someone who blatantly and repeatedly lied about his extreme and expensive steroid use, which he was doing to sell products of dubious quality. Additionally, most of the online attention he got was paid for out of his own pocket. There was almost nothing about Brian that was legitimate or sincere, and no matter how entertaining he was as a persona, this degree of dishonesty was intolerable. The death blow was dealt by Moist Critical, who presented just how much of a fraud Brian was. Although there was a pathetic attempt at an apology video, it was too little, too late, and the Liver King was resigned to be nothing but a joke, a parody of a fitness influencer. His former fans and customers sued him for fraud to the tune of $25 million. With nothing left resembling a legit audience, Brian eventually doubled down on his delusion. He took a bunch of hallucinogens in foreign countries, got a Netflix documentary made on him, where he notably admitted to committing actual fraud during his days as a pharma rep, and he was also exposed for committing fraud by lying about the ingredients of his supplements. Not to mention, he started to make threats on Joe Rogan's life, while also accusing him of being a fake Jew.
But not you fake Jews. What you're trying to do
Wow.
is be greedy and slime balls.
I know about the fake Jew, Joe Rogan threads. That's something I don't remember.
They wear hats. They call themselves Sheldon and Joe Snarlman.
Between that and the schizophrenic Instagram reels where he's talking about his enema bucket, he eventually traveled to Austin, Texas, where Joe Rogan lives, only to get arrested before he could even get near him. After being charged with making terrorist threats and handed a restraining order, he did eventually back off. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem he's gotten any more sane since then. These days,
what the fuck is that
you're more likely
hat?
to catch Brian at Arkham Asylum rather than making YouTube videos at his $50 billion compound. Bertil Fox was a
Joe
Caribbean-British professional bodybuilder whose most notable deed, besides obviously his crime, was getting 5th place in the 1983 Mr. Olympia. This is notable not only
Why?
because
We're
it was
going
the
back in
highest he could
time.
get,
We
but
gotta
also
go
because,
back,
in the
back,
opinion of
back,
many
back,
people,
back.
even today, that was an extremely unfair placement, with a lot of people even thinking he should have gotten 1st place and won the competition entirely. With a reputation for going exceptionally hard in the gym, he earned the attention and respect of possibly the most well-known bodybuilder of all time, Arnold, who remarked that Bertil was probably going to win the 1983 Olympia. Although he continued to compete professionally after 1983, he never placed any higher in another Olympia championship, and eventually retired from the sport altogether in the mid to late 90s. An editor of the bodybuilder magazine Flex claimed that regardless of him being robbed of the Olympia in 1983, Bertil was actually
This
his
guy
own
doesn't
worst
have like a
problem,
monster
as he tended
body.
to
That's a
fold under
plus.
pressure, self-destructing in a variety of ways whenever another contest approached, and blaming others for his own shortcomings. Bertil was described as something of an immature loner with low self-esteem, and at least partly, this was due to bullying he suffered when he was still in school, some of
See, but like, I don't know.
which had to do with how short he was. I'd almost say that this description makes him someone you'd want to sympathize with, considering he went
I'm kind of sympathizing with this dude right now. I feel like, I don't know like what crime he committed, but like, this dude's like got that low it's like, if he, it sounds like he lost the first championship, and then he couldn't do it anymore because
went on
he
to be
just like backed out of them,
despite
right?
his hang-ups. However, considering how he ultimately turned out, the real tragedy is that someone else had to suffer for Bertil's stunted development. When he retired, he was still healthy, which is something plenty of former pro bodybuilders cannot say. Some former competitors like Marcus Rule, who also never won a Mr. Olympia competition, retired gracefully and went on to become minor celebrities, widely respected in the country they came from.
Disgusting. This is disgusting. I'm gonna be real. That's gross.
This was Bertil's plan initially, as he moved back to the small Caribbean nation he hailed from, St. Kitts and Nevis, which has a pretty small population of less than 50,000 inhabitants. Usually, when successful people like Bertil decide to move to places as small as that, it's to live out a more quiet life away from the spotlight. Unfortunately, this is not what happened after he retired. Instead, now 44-year-old Bertil Fox began a relationship with Laoka Brown, a model who was 20 years younger than him. Over these 2 years, according to people who knew them both, there was some degree of physical violence coming from Bertil, but they didn't see it as anything extreme to the point of getting the police involved. In 1997, however, that would change for the worse, as Laoka decided to break it off with him right before he left for a show in London. Still very much living the bodybuilder lifestyle, Bertil was on steroids, and didn't take well to this, calling her multiple.
That's scary. Like, this is probably why I'll never date a fucking bodybuilder, is because, like, I get it. Like, the muscle mommy or the muscle daddy kind of fucking bod and shit. But, like, this is the scary part of it. He break off or something, he just punches you once, your head's going to fly off, you know?
London to try to win her back, to no avail. When he finally returned in September of 1997, she already had a new boyfriend, which sent him into a frenzy of anger and jealousy. Now, this is when Bertle's story diverges from that of pretty much every other person who witnessed this go down, including his best friend, Edmund Tross, who had every reason to be partial to Bertle over Leoka. According to Bertle, when he arrived at the place Leoka was at, her mother, Violet, started taunting him with a gun he had left with Leoka. A scuffle then took place as Violet attempted to push Bertle outside, causing him to accidentally discharge the weapon at Leoka and then at Violet. But Leoka's body was found outside with a gunshot wound in her back. But even if that hadn't been the case, this story is exactly as silly as it sounds, and no one in court bought it. But there's another.
It sounds kind of silly. It sounds like he actually took the gun, tried to kill her, tried to kill the mom, killed the girl.
Much more corroborated sequence of events. According to Edmund, Bertle arrived with the firearm already.
Oh, I just said it too, that's crazy.
Most likely with ill intent. He was first met by Leoka, the two started arguing, Violet intervened, at which point she could be heard screaming, "Don't come in here with that," presumably in reference to the gun. Unfortunately, he didn't listen and proceeded to shoot both of them dead. Immediately after it happened, Bertle ran to Edmund's office and outright confessed to having killed both of them, with no claim that it was done in self-defense or anything like that. Later on in court, it was discovered that the reason for Leoka and Bertle's argument was a $1,500 wire transfer that Leoka had received from a man named Jason, which is what Bertle had gone there to confront her about. Now, despite how clear-cut this double homicide case seemed to be, it took until February of the next year for court to take place. And even then, it ended with a stalemate in the jury, requiring a retrial. 3 months
They couldn't decide? That's insane.
Death by hanging, which is apparently mandatory in the nation of St. Kitts and Nevis. It's hard to imagine a downfall as dramatic.
Holy fuck. This guy got hung. His neck muscles could probably hold that fucking rope. That's insane.
Free man traveling around the world as a bodybuilder to shedding 70 pounds in a dark Caribbean prison waiting for his execution. Surprisingly enough, the execution was staved off in favor of life in prison, citing his use of steroids since the age of 14 as the justification for lightening his sentence. Then, just a few years ago, the Governor General of St. Kitts and Nevis completely pardoned a now 70-something-year-old Bertle Fox, who was once again a free.
Dude's old as fuck. Like, I mean, he said he killed the people, but he's going to rot in prison. He's probably already rotted in prison at that point.
It's shocking that this is how a double homicide case ended up, although at this stage in his life, it's unlikely he'll reoffend.
Oh yeah, he's probably in a wheelchair, bro.
Creates a completely fake life and persona with the intent of making money off of people who fall for his shtick online. We have Wes Watson, but we don't just have Wes.
I don't know this guy. What the fuck, you boy?
And Callie Muscle. Also, I'm sorry, but I saw this video of Callie Muscle, so now you have to see it too.
No, are we doing mukbangs now? Okay, I'm gonna be real. The KFC chicken looks hella fucking good right now. I'm fucking starving. Oh man.
Backrooms found footage video.
Subscribe for more. Due to a single incident involving fellow fitness influencer Jeff Nipper.
The KFC chicken looks hella good. The rest of that video was gross, but that KFC chicken looks so fucking good. Oh man, I'm fucking on KFC now so bad.
In his gym, it seems that the entire Miami scene of Instagram alpha males with hypogonadism has been hung out to dry all at once. But we're gonna go about this in parts. First, we have Wes Watson, a man who claimed to have started hustling at 11 years old, becoming the first ever middle school mafioso in San Diego, California, which eventually landed him in prison. In reality, he was a snowboarding teenager from a good family who occasionally sold small amounts of weed, and apparently apparently he wasn't that good at his job, since the only reason he went to jail was because he assaulted and robbed some guy who owed someone else $5 grand. After that, he got addicted to meth and proceeded to spend 7 years in a low-security out-of-state prison, which he has since continuously lied about, saying he was actually in the hardest, highest security prison in California. When he came out, he briefly worked as a personal trainer.
Arkham Asylum, the hardest, toughest prison in California.
Used his prison time as a marketing tactic, which he quickly realized was very effective. Being the criminal-minded con man he is, he proceeded to come up with a variety of tall tales about how much contraband he packed in his butt during his 10 years of hard time, usually mixed with stories he probably heard from other people while in prison. This earned him a lot of YouTube fame, and it took about a year before it got to his head.
I'm gonna be real. I've seen a couple of YouTubers that are like, I'm right out of prison, right? And then they tell these stories, and it's kind of like, if anyone in your prison sees you outside of prison and does this, I don't know what happens, you know? You get your ass beat, right?
Riding around his leased cars and rented mansion while recording Instagram videos where he screams at his audience,
Oh my God, that would be lame.
About how they're all beta males because they don't make $2 million a month like he does.
These are the people who make the videos calling studs like me fake alphas.
Of course, he doesn't make $2 million a month. He doesn't own any of the stuff.
There's no way he's making $2 million a month. Nobody's making that much money right now.
And the women he's seeing are probably the only thing he actually pays for. But apparently, he pays them for more than just taking pictures on Instagram. According to some of his exes, but mainly his ex-wife, Valerie, he likes to hit them. And on occasion, when he's in a good mood, he has them peg him to remember the good old days in prison.
Yeah, I'll take it. Let's go.
Additionally, he missed prison so much that he decided to hit other people besides his girlfriends to see if he could get back in there, after making a public invitation to any hater of his to fight one-on-one. When one guy showed up, Wes invoked 4 or 5 of his sunburnt and overweight cronies to hit the guy with dumbbells and kick him in the head after he was down. Like,
dude literally took him up for a chill. He's got his ass beat by 4 dudes. That's kind of sucks.
After the fact, Wes started falsely claiming that the guy approached him and initiated the fight, and said that he only fought back because the guy was a 7-foot monster, as he put it. And the guy
7-foot monster. This motherfucker looks like a monster.
7 feet tall. I understand why he'd say that though, given that Wes is 5'8" and extremely insecure about it, going as far as to wear massive lifts in his shoes to look like he's 6 feet tall.
He's not tall enough. He's not tall enough. He ain't worth your time.
The incident between Wes and the 7-foot monster was inspired by Mike Van Wyck recently assaulting Jeff Nippert in the gym. Because, I mean, actually, there's not that much of a good reason other than the two disagreed over lifting styles. If that sounds ridiculous and childish, it's because it is. But, of course, Wes was the first one who ran to his defense.
So you guys, there's a video online going around of some monster-ass fool pushing some keyboard warrior princess little punk by his neck because he saw him in person. You pussies are in the comments going, he should press charges. No, he should get pushed by the neck and then get his head stepped on.
No, I think he should get press charges.
Else should say, good bitch.
Another person who partnered up with Wes by extension was Callie Muscle, someone who also spent a total of 11 years in prison for pretty murky reasons, although he claims they were due to a fight he got into and a few robberies. It was in prison that he developed his dream of becoming a bodybuilder and a stripper. His dream was to become a stripper. It seems he stuck to his plans, as immediately after
what a dream. Base dream job. Base dream job right here.
He was out there with nipple piercings and the whole 9. But his mind ultimately changed when opportunities presented themselves to become much more. Throughout the early 2010s, Callie Muscle became an extremely successful YouTuber thanks to his unique fitness videos, and this led him to appear in several commercials. However, due to his lack of ethics in general, his money was pretty mismanaged. And now, he's on the hook for some serious legal trouble due to one of his protein cookie companies called Crackies being shut down by the FDA due to the products causing cancer. Additionally, he recently had a massive heart attack, and although he recovered pretty well and went back to making videos, he's gotten pretty close to Wes Watson, so it's only a matter of time before he gets into even more problems with the law. Likewise, Wes is likely going to get into some trouble sooner or later, if not for the scammy way he runs his personal trainer business, then for the extremely shady car business he's recently gotten involved in. Alexis Wright was a 30-year-old single mom and Zumba fitness instructor.
Another woman. That's crazy. I feel bad for Callie. Muscle. Yeah, he's selling a product that's giving you cancer, but like, he should probably not hang out with this Wes Watson dude.
A studio in Kennebunk, Maine. Not only does Kennebunk have a population of just 10,000 people, Maine in general tends to be the land
what a
where
small town.
nothing ever happens. And on top of that, Alexis herself seems normal. Just a woman who ran a health and fitness business in the suburbs with the help of Mark Strong Sr., an insurance agent in his late 50s, who was married and had 2 kids. But unbeknownst to anyone, Alexis was doing a lot more than Zumba with her clients. Around 2007, she started offering prostitution services to some of them. Adding to how bizarre and out of place this is, Mark didn't just know about it, but he was the one who ran the prostitution ring as a business. He was the one.
Oh shit, this Mark guy is the pimp. Okay. And they're running their hooker scheme inside of the gym.
Money, booked the clients, and kept the whole thing working. Over the course of the half a decade or so during which this business operated with no intervention from law enforcement, Alexis and Mark managed to get some pretty high-profile clients, at least high-profile for Kennebunk. A firefighter, a lawyer, a minister, a high school hockey coach, and even a former mayor were not only on the client list, but also on tape, receiving and paying for Alexis's services. These recordings were part of Mark's system, who, 100 miles away in his office, kept footage of everything that went down, which most likely was for the purpose of blackmail. In just a year and a half, their operation made $150,000, which, when evenly split halfway between Mark and Alexis, was still a sizable chunk of change for each. But obviously this operation was not legal, and it was only a matter of time before the law caught wind of it. The total number of clients is estimated to be around 150, which is actually a smaller number than I expected. Based on the retelling of one of the events, Alexis's rate was $250. So for 18 months, like I mentioned, she was doing her work for a total of 600 hours. But that pans out to be around 8 hours of doing the deed per week. In text message exchanges she had with Mark, she says she won't perform until Mark is watching to ensure her safety. And then she immediately goes on to say that she saw 3 men on Thursday and 5 men on Friday. 5 men in a single day is pulling Diddy numbers, and it's worth noting that one of these men was named as a client on both days. How good was the
damn
pussy? The Zumbussy? Zumbussy? How good
was
it?
Clock strikes 12. Midnight arrives.
Anyway, they went on grinding away guerrilla style for years. And
God
in the meantime,
damn.
she married a guy named Jason.
This girl's pussy is butt. And she married a man.
May or may not have been one of her clients. Additionally, she got herself a natural sciences degree. Good on her for not putting all of her eggs in one basket.
God.
Even if about 150 men are putting their eggs in her basket. But like all great criminal minds, Alexis got a little too bold, a little too reckless with her illicit activities, and it ended with her capture. I'm assuming with the intention to make even more money, Alexis rented out yet another office space and started publicly advertising her massage services on a website called Sensual Bodywork by Lydia. And although the name was obviously fake, there was a picture of Alexis posing with a teddy bear that was unmistakably her. If that wasn't bad enough, she started posting hundreds of not safe for work videos and photos online with no concern to not be identified in them. Some of them were even under her real name, or very obvious aliases like Zumba Whore and Maine Zumba Queen. It's almost like she wanted to get caught at this point, turning her practices into an open secret. But as you can imagine, her fellow Zumba attending moms weren't exactly the demographic who searches for seedy adult videos online. So it took a while for them to catch wind of what their perceived peer was up to. It got to a point where she was basically bragging about the stuff she did, as she posted on a blog under a nickname that was recognizably hers, saying,
So yeah, went with on a website using her real life name and said, I live in a small town in Maine and have a dance studio where I
live in a
prostitute
small town in
myself.
Maine and have my own dance studio. Many in my community do not realize that I am an exhibitionist. I have had intercourse with many of the married men locally, and it is satisfying to know I am providing them with what they are not getting at home. If only the women knew. On her Facebook page, although the majority of the posts were exclusively related to her normal life, there was the occasional link that led you directly to her shadier online presence. One of the non-client attendees who was considering asking Alexis out wrote a comment, which read, "She was clearly putting it out there that she might be interested in getting to know me better. When I went home that night, I did a simple web search of her and was astounded by what I saw and the seemingly endless collection of crazy stuff she was into. Threesomes with out-of-shape, middle-aged bisexual dudes." How she managed to keep this a secret from
It's crazy. And like the entire town didn't know.
for years is genuinely beyond me, because her OPSEC was non-existent. But in 2011, things started coming to a head. Her landlord had received some complaints from Alexis's neighboring tenants about hearing a lot of moaning and groaning throughout the day, and so the landlord decided to do what many others had already done: look her name up. I'm not going to go over what he found in detail, but in the video he saw, he noticed that the footage had been recorded on his property, which must have been uncomfortable to say the least.
Oh no, so at least the landlord was the one that snitched on
This
him.
was just one of many compounding reports of people who were
I
noticing
mean, you
what
gotta
Alexis
pay the
was
bill
up to.
somehow, I
And when this
guess. I don't
information
know.
made its way to the police,
I feel
they
like
began
that's a shitty way to pay the bills,
initial
but
assumption was simply that she was producing adult videos, but quickly it became clear she was doing much more than that. Funnily enough, the first people who were completely in the know about Alexis's side business were high school boys who, due to being internet savvy, were
fuck?
not only aware of it, but had its existence turned into a joke amongst themselves. When the police finally caught up, they conducted a search of her properties, finding a bottle of Astroglide, 4 bottles of baby oil, 9 cameras, multiple
Jesus.
laptops, DVDs, hard drives, $1,000 in cash, surveillance glasses, night vision goggles.
why is that Wendigoon again?
And
What is
most
he doing here?
importantly, a series of spreadsheets containing detailed information about every single encounter she had had.
Listen, you gotta do your taxes. Even if you commit crimes, you still have to report those crimes on your tax report, so it makes
With
sense.
their email addresses and phone numbers attached to the money she'd made off of them, and hours worth of footage of all of them
Gotta pay your taxes. You gotta do it the right
in
way.
action. And again, like all great criminal minds, she only got in really hot water when the police ran the numbers and found out she had been lying to the IRS.
Oh, tax evasion, that's the problem. You should have done the taxes the right way and reported it the
getting-
proper way. There's literally a box. When you do your taxes shit, there's a box for, like, how to get your money. Like, I don't know what the box says. It's just something like, money that you gain a legal way or something. I don't know what the exact way is, but there's a box that you can fill out if you, get money illegally. That's what you can use. It's kind of
child
funny.
support, and food stamps. Like a wise man once said,
I'm crazy enough to take on Batman, but the IRS? No, thank you.
once the police discovered
I'm right.
the
Yes,
connection between
no,
Alexis
thank
and
you.
Mark Strong, both of them were arrested. Not only was their financial connection discovered, but they
Yo, 40 bits, thank you so much.
also turned up footage of both of them going at it in every way imaginable, although apparently he got the services for free. Alexis was initially charged with 106 counts of engaging in prostitution, conspiracy, and tax evasion, while Mark faced 59 misdemeanor counts of promoting prostitution, violation of privacy, and conspiracy. It wasn't looking good for either of them. What's even more shocking is that Mark turned out to be a private investigator, so he absolutely knew how vulnerable he was to law enforcement, and yet the Zumba Latina charm was simply irresistible. The only explanation, as the prosecution speculated, was that the amount of information they had collected and maintained was for the sake of extortion. But again, how could they extort people effectively when they themselves would suffer consequences if evidence was released? Whatever the reality is, when the case
This
finally
publicity
went
was
to
too
trial,
much.
there was a brief attempt at a defense from Alexis, who tried to claim she had been victimized by her father and was under the delusional impression that her work as a masseuse was somehow part of an investigation into sexual deviance. As tragic, dark, and somewhat explanatory as the story about her father is, there's just no connection between any of these things, and her defense lawyers quickly adjusted. Mark got off real easy, having 49 of his 59 charges dismissed, getting convicted on the remaining ones, and serving serving just 20 days in jail, as he managed to prove he wasn't profiting
fuck
off
you,
of the
Mark.
business. Alexis somehow also managed to get 80 counts of her charges dropped, being sentenced to pay $58,000 in restitution and 10 months in jail, of which she only served 6. Besides them, 68 of Alexis's clients were also charged, but due to the sensitive nature of the situation, their names and charges haven't been made public as far as I can tell.
All right, we got like
Craig
maybe
Titus
2 more of
was
these.
a highly accomplished bodybuilder who placed as high as 11th in the Mr. Olympia, while Kelly Ryan won the Miss Fitness America title and the Fitness Olympia competition, becoming one of the most decorated female fitness athletes of her era. For a while, they were very unique in that both of them were bodybuilders, which made them something of a high-profile couple in the bodybuilding world.
He's got the head on the body. Yeah, this is what I was saying earlier about how it's fucking weird looking. Like, look at the tiny head on the big body, you know? It's very odd.
Lifestyle, both Craig and Kelly struggled with substance abuse issues, not only involving the obvious steroid use, but also the use of prescription painkillers, coke, and meth. Additionally, their relationship was pretty volatile and only got more crazy as their financial lives tightened when sponsorships became less frequent, with the final trigger to their crime being them hiring Melissa James, another aspiring bodybuilder, as a personal assistant in the early 2000s. Melissa moved in with them to help them run their retail store, which was as bad of an idea as you can possibly imagine, since Melissa also had addictions, money problems, and other issues that led to her having friction with the couple.
Negative attracts a negative at this point.
For Craig and Kelly to start suspecting that Melissa had been secretly taking money and pills from them, which escalated until December of 2005 when they decided to go their separate ways, and Melissa was briefly staying at a motel until she could catch a flight home. Unfortunately, she never managed to catch that flight, as on December 14th,
Oh,
the
she's
cops
probably
were
dead.
called to a
Oh,
burning
no.
car right outside of Las Vegas, with Melissa's charred body in the trunk. Her head had been wrapped in duct tape, and she had ligature marks on her neck. Now, there was some speculation that this might have been related to Melissa's boyfriend, as it's often the case that murders are committed by significant others. However, all of the mystery went right out the window when the car that Melissa's body was found in, a red 2003 Jaguar, was traced right back to Kelly Ryan. When the police arrived and began interrogating the couple, they immediately noticed that the way Kelly and Craig behaved indicated that Craig had instructed her on how to act, which became even more clear once the police separated them. During these one-on-one conversations, for whatever reason, Craig randomly confessed to the cops that he had had an affair with Melissa and that